Hello everyone, so how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. If not, let me make your day just a little bit better with some lightsaber spins. So, basically, today, I have decided I'm going to start a series. It's going to be really cool and really funny. So, I'm going to go over every single lightsaber combat form. All seven of them. This is six, but all seven lightsaber forms. So, I'm going to go over their history. I'm going to go over who uses them, why they use them, and I'm going to give a physical demonstration of how to do them all outside with my saber. So, I want to get into the first one almost instantly, but before we do that, I need to say the obligatory like, subscribe, do all the funny stuff, share this video if you really want to. It might help someone else learn some lightsaber skills, and so let's go. So, Shicho, Form 1, also known as the Determination Form, or the Way of the Sarlacc. Now, this lightsaber form is very interesting, because it isn't actually designed for lightsaber combat. See, Shicho was made at a time when the Jedi didn't have the lightsabers. They were midway through that transition from basic metal swords going into lightsabers that we all know and love today. So it wasn't designed for lightsabers because at that point, Sith didn't exist, the Dark Jedi didn't really exist. So there was no one really to fight against. No one could withstand a lightsaber because it's a lightsaber. So it was mainly for like ceremony and like decoration almost. But eventually the Dark Jedi and the Sith would appear, and then it basically the Jedi would just go, "This isn't effective anymore. We should find something else." And so they did. That's how Makashi was originally started. That's how they started using that form. Now, while it may not be a combat-based form, it still can be used in combat. Two of the most famous examples I can think of are Luke Skywalker and Plo Koon, those two very famous Shicho users. Luke being the first ever example of Shicho that we saw in the movies, and Plo Koon, he was just a master at it. Genuinely, just he was the one of the best Shicho users in the Jedi Order. Apart from everyone who had, mastered all lightsaber forms, he was absolutely amazing at what he did. Galen Marek also, in the Force Unleashed game, said that he was well acquainted with the form. Whether he had mastered it or not, we don't really know. But he was very skilled and capable of taking down Vader, so I presume he was very good at it. So, there are examples of those who can use the form very well, but it was mostly used as a training form. Every single Jedi had at least a little bit of experience with it, just a little bit. It was just for training younglings basically, and there was two variations of it. There was the training form, and then there was the live combat form. The live combat form, actually, the basic form, the training form, was very angular. Attacks are very on a straight line, ups and downs, whereas the live combat form was very coming in at different angles and very not perpendicular lines of attacks, not straight lines. It was very angular crosses coming in from weird angles. So, now that we know a little bit about Shicho, would you say we start learning how to use it? First thing we want to do is stances. So, with Shicho, you have two stances. You have this. Really basic. You can even use this in HEMA if you want to, because this is a well-known historical move. Being fully prepared and on your guard. You can put your left foot forward if you're confident with that. You can put your right foot forward if you're more confident with that one. It doesn't really matter. It's just whichever one you're more confident in. Personally, for me, it's right leg. I can, tap a lot better with that. And there's also this. Guard fully ready. Put your right foot forward so that you're blocking more of your body. If you put your left foot forward, you kind of just have it to the side, which you have all this undefended. For what purpose? Put your blade to the front. Make sure you're fully ready. I'll give you a side-on view so you can see what I mean. like this, or like this. Saber here, or saber here. Like this. Yippee. Okay, so now that we know the stances, we know where we are going from. Now we can learn the 9 count. So, we'll do the attacks first, then we'll do the defenses. So, in the training form, every single hit is a straight line. It's straight to the 1, 2s, 3s, and the 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the stabs and the 9s. The stabs basically don't change in any form. It's just kind of something that they don't really do that much. So, now in the live combat form, everything is more angular. You're coming in from angles. Your 1s aren't straight anymore. They're coming in, so they're kind of 1s, kind of 8s, somewhere in between. Your 2s are the same. Your 3s are the same. Your 4s are the same. Your 5s and 6s coming in from angles. Again, everything comes in from a slightly different angle. Your 7s can be very unusual. Kind of like swinging a baseball bat. But like, you wouldn't swing a baseball bat from down here. You swing it. Yeah. So that's the attacks. Remember, live combat form, angular. Attacks are crisscrossing. Whereas training form, straight on. If you're doing choreography, the best option would be to do it in the training form, because defending this is a lot more difficult than defending a straight, very telegraphed attack there versus a very quick movement there. You're going to struggle with that one. So, now on to the defenses. Again, the training form, very straight, keeping it tight to the body to defend. You can do upside down blocks, but personally I don't like to do these because this feels weird. I feel like this is much more stable. If someone hits this blade, it's not really going anywhere. Versus if someone hits this, yeah, that's going to go places. But you know what I mean. Then 7, defend it down. You can defend it like that as well. I like to defend it like this, because defending like this just feels kind of weird to me. So defending like this just feels right to me. Defending the 8, you can defend it either way. You can reverse it if you want. Doesn't really matter. And then the 9, you defend it just with a sweep, whichever side it's coming at from. So, and now onto the live combat form. Again, since the attacks are really angular, you're defending at angles. You're not defending in the regular way. You're defending some weirdo striking from a really, really weird angle. So you need to defend weird. Someone's coming at you with a 7 that's really angular. You've got to defend at a 7 that's angular. Whichever side that they're coming from. 8, the exact same thing. Defend, very angular. 9s, you can't really, there's not really an angular 9. It's basically just the exact same. So it's just whatever. Like this works even if it is at an angle. So there you go. There's the basics of Shii, and a little bit of, choreography for you to mess around with if you want to. Anyway, thank you for watching.